Cornerstone Fitness and Health, and today we're doing something a bit different. Today I'm going to take you through my personal warm-up routine. This is the routine that I do before each and every workout. And warming up is such an important element to any workout, but it can be really confusing. There are so many different trains of thought, so many different methods, that it's hard to know what I should do, what shouldn't I do, what order to put them in even. So I figured, why not take you through what I do every day. Mine is a full body warm-up routine. So regardless of whether I'm just doing upper or lower or maybe cardio, this is what I go through. It's a combination of research that I've done over the years, other people's exercise and warm-ups, and a bit of my own flow and imagination all meshed into one. But the important part of it is, whatever works for you. This is what I found, that regardless of whether I wanted to work out that morning, when I finish this workout routine warm-up, I'm ready to kill whatever workout I have. My program is designed in 3 parts. We're gonna start with standing dynamic movements. We're gonna move to the floor and do dynamic mobility stretches, and then we're gonna finish off with some light foam rolling. All of this helps me not only elevate my heart rate, get my muscles warmed up with blood and fresh oxygen flow through the foam rolling, but it also helps me get that mind-muscle connection in check with movement preps of movements of my arms and lower body that I know I'm going to be incorporating in my workout. So 10 minutes and you're ready to start your workout. So let's get to it. I'm gonna start my timer. We're gonna start with our standing dynamic movements. We're gonna do each of these movements for 30 seconds. All right, are we ready? Here we go. 30 seconds of jumping jacks, right? So we wanna make sure you land with a full foot. Try to extend those arms. Keep the core nice and engaged as always. I'm gonna watch my clock. And we're gonna be moving that body. Nice full planche in the feet. Breathing, keeping those shoulders out of the ears. We're gonna be moving on to quad walkers next, if you've never done these. So here we go. Starting 30 seconds of quad walkers. Hold on to a wall if you need to. We're gonna bring one leg up behind, step forward, bring the other. And walking forwards, and then backwards. And you wanna stay nice and tall. And again, you can stay in place and just reach up. And again, use a wall if you need to. Squeeze the glutes, press the hips forward. It's gonna make sure we really get a nice stretch. Our next 30-second movement is gonna be knee hugs. We're gonna go right here. So we're gonna hug that knee in. Heart rate's already coming up. I can feel it. Squeeze and squeeze. And again, there's nothing wrong, right? Use the wall, guys. You need it, use it. We just wanna get that body moving. Even if you can't get it all the way up, right? If you can't get those knees up, go where you can. No big deal. All right. Our next 30-second exercise is gonna be a lateral lunge with an upper torso rotation. So we're gonna lunge and reach that opposite hand to the floor. Again, hinging into that hip. So we're practicing that hip hinge. And then I get that thoracic rotation through my spine. Again, if you can't go, right? Maybe you're here. That works, right? We just want to move in as many planes as we can so that we thoroughly warm up that body. So side to side, hinging the hip. Okay, again, don't have to go that deep. It's all about that movement prep. Let's watch my time here. We're gonna go one more to each side. And then we're gonna move into tin soldiers. So we're gonna take that opposite arm to opposite foot. Or at least we try, okay? You wanna make sure that you stay upright and nice and tall, shoulders down, core engaged. Again, opposite hand to opposite toe, right? And if you can only touch your shin maybe, or your knee, that's fine. That flexibility will come in time. Okay? We got a couple more seconds here, and we're gonna move into side to side leg swings. This is where I do suggest a countertop or maybe a wall. So we're gonna hold that wall and we're just gonna swing that leg side to side, right? We're right here, side to side. Nice and loose. We're not forcing the movement. We're just trying to loosen up that hip joint. So 30 seconds, each leg. So we're going side to side, loosey-goosey. No force, no pressure here. We do want to keep that core engaged though. Of course, those shoulders down. They like to perk up, pesky things. So one more here. We're going to switch sides, and we're going to go again. Nice and loose. Letting the leg flow freely in that hip socket. Easy for me to say. And again, I like to do this in front of a counter where I can kind of face the counter. But whatever works. Good. Our next one is going to be front to back leg swing. So again, here and back. And again, my knee is soft, my core is tight. Doesn't have to be a straight leg here. We really just want to move through the motion into that hip. We are almost done with our standing dynamic work. Okay, we're going to switch legs. Here we go. Forward and back. Again, nice breathing. Core is engaged, leg is loose, shoulders are down. Are we getting warm yet? I hope y'all are getting warm. I'm getting warm. Heart rate's up a little bit. All right, give me 5 more seconds. And we are going to move into a half squat with arm swings, okay? So you're gonna squat, cross one arm over, half squat, cross the other, right? So it's really just a little hinge. I'm not squatting much, right? Remember, this is a warm-up. This is just the movement prep. So when I go to my squats, right, my body's like, oh, we've done this, right? I'm warming up those shoulders. I'm getting nice range of motion, getting that scapula warmed up. Everybody's ready. And the last one we're gonna do before we hit that floor is we're gonna do half reverse lunges with IYTW arms. Another great shoulder scapular mobility warm up. Here we go. So, show you from the side. Gonna step back in a little lunge. You mean I, switch feet, Y, a T, and a W. Okay, so we've got an I, a Y, a T, and a W. Now notice, my shoulders are staying down, okay? My scapula is doing the work here, hinging into that hip, core is tight. One more time, right? I's, Y's, T's, and W. The trick on that one, guys, before we move it to the floor, if you can only raise your arm this high, keeping your shoulders down, then that's where your eye is, okay? Do not force the arm to go up if you have to bend it or your shoulder goes up, okay? Arm's gotta stay straight, shoulder has to stay down. The more you do those, the more range of motion you'll get. All right, standing done. Phase 2, we're gonna bring it to the floor. Now we're gonna do some dynamic mobility stretches. And we're gonna start with one of my absolute all-time favorites. We're gonna go to cat and cow. Now for the second portion, we don't time it. I do about 3 to 4 reps of each movement, depending how I feel. This is portion where I really get to know, okay, my shoulders are a little tight today, okay. If I can't work it out, you know what, I may have to lower the weights today because it's not worth aggravating it. Or it's, okay, when we're cooling down, I really need to stretch that hamstring. And this is where you kind of get those feelings. So we're gonna start with about 3 to 4 reps of cat and cow. I'm gonna tuck those toes, drop the belly, lift the chin, inhale, and as I exhale, flatten the feet, round up through that upper back. Press those shoulder blades away, draw those shoulder blades down, and inhale, go right back in to the cow. Separate the tailbone, guys. Right, exhale, drop the chin to the chest, really arching around. Feel free to move through these. You'll feel good spots. I'm gonna take about 2 more, inhaling and exhaling. Last rep. And exhale. And then I'm gonna take a wide leg child's pose. I'm gonna sit all the way back. Big toes will touch, knees are the width of my mat, and I'm gonna go right into that child's pose. And I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna breathe nice and deep. And as I inhale, I'm almost gonna arch my back up. And as I exhale, I'm gonna let it flatten out. We're gonna inhale and exhale, getting a good stretch in the hip flexors, opening up in through that SI, the QLs, all that stuff. Shoulder blades stay drawn down the back. One more as I flatten out. Now I'm gonna walk my hands, hand over hand, to the right, as far till I feel a nice stretch on that left side of my body. And I'm gonna breathe into that stretch. Again, 3 to 4 breaths here, whatever you feel you need to release and to relax things out. And we're gonna walk over to the other side. And again, breathing nice and deep, big inhales, big exhales. Breathing now into the right side of the body. And then walk it back through the center. I'm gonna come up to all fours and we're going into thread the needle. So I'm gonna inhale my right arm up. I'm gonna exhale, I'm gonna thread it through, and I'm coming to rest on that arm and my right shoulder. There's no pressure on my head or neck, guys, none at all here. And I'm gonna inhale that arm up, and I'm pulling, actively pulling this arm like I'm trying to drag it back out, getting a nice stretch on the back shoulder. And I'm gonna move through some dynamic movements here, 3 of them. We're gonna inhale up, exhale, drop it behind. And again, close it. Inhaling, exhaling, and inhaling up, and rotating over. Moving all around through that shoulder joint. And I'm gonna inhale, rise that arm back up, bring it back to the tabletop. Inhale my left arm up, exhale it, dive it through. Again, using the arm to pull, getting a nice stretch through the back. And again, inhaling up, over, and around. Using that breath, feeling where things may be tight, and working through that mobility. Coming back, inhaling the arm up, bringing it back into that tabletop. We're gonna come up into a down dog now. Tucking the toes, pressing it up and back. Right, my fingers are spread nice and wide here. Belly button's drawn in and up, and I'm thinking about lifting my tailbone up to the corner of the ceiling where it meets the wall. And then I'm gonna pedal my heels, just 3 reps, right? On each foot, warming up the calf, drawing my shoulder blades way down my back. And here's where we start to build that core heat. I am gonna roll 1 vertebrae at a time out to a plank. And I'm gonna roll right back. And I'm gonna do this 3 times. Nice full plank. And roll back. And roll forward, just like a snake. Think about articulating that vertebrae. On this 4th one, I'm gonna hold, and I'm gonna bring my right foot forward. Going into the world's greatest stretch. We're gonna drop that back knee. We're gonna inhale that inside arm up, plant, come back for that hamstring stretch. Drop the knee back down, inhale the arm up, plant the hand, drop it back. 1 more, inhaling up, exhale, drop the hand, press it back. Come into that lunge, bring that leg back to plank, articulate back into down dog, roll back out, other side. Left leg comes up, I'm gonna drop the back knee, inside hand of left hand, we're gonna inhale it up, exhale, drop, press it back. Come back into that runner's lunge, inhale, exhale, press back, inhale, exhale, press back. Again, bring that left foot back. We're now on a plank here. I'm gonna do 1 little scapular push-up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, push it back, and I'm gonna walk back here. Soft knees, chin tucks, and I'm gonna roll it up 1 vertebrae at a time. I'm gonna grab those hands behind my back and get a nice chest and shoulder stretch. Probably just 3 to that range of motion that you can, keeping the shoulders in. And then I'm gonna roll back down, 1 vertebrae at a time. Walk my hands back out to plank. Okay, this time I'm gonna do a nice little shoulder tap. Then I'm gonna walk my hands back. I'm gonna roll it up 1 vertebrae at a time. And this time I'm gonna do a reverse prayer, okay? Pulling those shoulder backs as close as you can get to it, right? So squeezing those shoulder blades down and together. Hold for a count of 3 breaths. Release. Last time. We're gonna roll it down. Nice and slow. Walk it out. This time I'm gonna do an arm reach. Walk it back. Soft knees, chin tucks. I'm gonna grab the hands behind and do a nice forward fold. With the arms overhead, squeeze the shoulder blades together, pull them down, release my hands, and we're gonna roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow. Shoulders, neck, and head. Third part, final part, guys. You should be warm, you should be sweating. I am heart rate's up, starting to get a little energized. We're gonna grab those foam rollers. Doesn't matter, this is called a rolla. I love it because it has these ridges. Can be a little softer, just gets into different portions of that muscle a little bit better. So I use a lighter one in my warm-ups because this is not that time for really deep myofascial tissue work. This is just kind of bringing blood and oxygen. It's also a great pointer, right? I know when I'm hitting certain spots going, ooh, okay, or I can feel that knot, right? So I'm gonna start with the glutes and hamstrings first. So I'm gonna sit on my foam roller, I'm gonna extend my left leg, and I'm gonna get right into that glute ham insert. I'm not gonna do a lot of rolling. I'm actually gonna move my leg and my foot more than anything. I might rock back and forth or a little side to side, just trying to pick up if there's any areas that are a little tight, right? Then I'll roll over to the side. I'll hit that glute medius, right into that hip flexor type area, and see. And again, I'll hit on a spot and I'll move my leg. And that can often change the way we feel a stretch, and you'll kind of get an idea. I'll come back to center, I'll switch legs. And again, I'll kind of rock back and forth, move my foot around, see what I find. If you don't find anything, you don't need to spend a whole lot of time. Just move along. We'll hit that other glute medius, into that hip flexor. I'll kind of hold, and then you kind of know what areas are tight on your own body. From here, I'm gonna move into my back. So I'm gonna align with the rolla. I love it because it has those edges and I can roll it right. The spine can go right between those edges. And I'm gonna roll down. Excuse me. And we're gonna just kind of roll. And then I'm gonna hit right into that mid back, keeping a nice engaged core here. And I'm going to kind of rotate, almost like you're making a snow angel. Palms up. I'm like, okay, feels pretty good there. I'll roll down a little bit. And I'll do the same thing. Right, and I'll roll down a little further. Right, with this one, I'll even go to my neck, rock it back and forth, make sure everything's loosened here, and we're good. We're gonna come up, and we're gonna get our calves. We'll place it, and you're gonna, again, this is the big one. With your calves, guys, move your legs and your feet. Rotate, internally, externally rotate, and then move up, right? Almost think of your calves as sections. We do the same thing with our quads, and we'll get there in just a moment. And you're gonna keep working all the way up, right? Inside and out, because we have the gastrocnemius and then we have the soleus. So you've got 2 portions of that calf. And you'll notice ones will tend to be a little bit more sore than the others. So you kind of want to see where you are. And then I'll take it and I'll do the same thing, moving all the way down. Right? And we'll go all the way down. We go. And we'll turn it over. And again, we're not spending a whole lot of time. We're really just trying to wake up everything. And then I'll bring it to my quads. And again, here, I'm in a modified plank position, guys. So you want to make sure that you're pressing away. You're protecting your body here. If you can't, put a pillow, put something underneath you so you can rest in a supported position. Otherwise, that low back is in danger of being hurt here. And again, I'm gonna flex my feet and I'm gonna roll a little bit here and I'm gonna turn side to side. I'm really gonna make sure I get every little portion. You're only rolling in a very small portion and then I'll move it. Okay, now I'm in the middle of my quad and I'll do the same thing. I'm gonna roll in a little tiny area. I'm not doing my whole quad. I'm gonna roll side to side. I'm gonna move it up, closer to that hip flexor, side to side, and side to side. Okay, and I'll come back. My final piece that I do stretch or foam roll, okay, is my chest. And this is gonna be strange, you're gonna think it's weird, but you're gonna place your foam roller right underneath your armpit. I know, laugh, it's funny, but that area under there gets into that supraspinatus. We can get into all these chest and shoulder muscles, and you'll take your hand and you'll push it up and side to side, right? And you're gonna move around and see what you find. There may be some tight things on the back of your shoulders, and you'll do each side, right? Here, I'm gonna move, I'm gonna rotate. I got back of my rear delt here is kind of talking to me. You'll bring your foam roller aside. I usually come to all fours, press it back for one final downward dog. Knees soft. I'll roll it all the way up. I'll inhale. I'll exhale. And I can tell you what, I am ready to start a workout. I'm warm, I feel mobile, I feel limber, heart rate's up, and I'm energized. So there you have it, guys. That's my own personal warm-up. If it works for you, great. If not, pick, choose. Point being, find something that makes you ready to tackle whatever workout you have planned for that day. Okay, my friends, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you had fun warming up with me. Until next time, blessings.